hey guys, I'll be walking you all through this portion of the presentation, why MBA. So I think this is like a most difficult, most obvious, and most frequently asked question to any MBA aspirant who is currently in his or her second, third, or fourth year of engineering graduation, right? So there will be two perspectives through which I'll be covering this portion. The first one is that what should your thought process be when you are thinking about giving a CAT or going for MBA? And the second one is, this kind of questions are also asked in the interview after you clear your CAT for a B-school interview. So for example, why are you taking up MBA after engineering, and why are you taking up MBA after 2 or 3 years of your work experience? Why don't you go ahead with your work ex only? So these two things I'll be keeping in my mind while, going on with this particular slide. So starting with, like, I want to ask you guys, so what inspires you for MBA? And specifically speaking about Nirma. So I know Nirma is an engineering institute, but still there are various pockets, wherein you guys can come across and decide like whether you like to go into the management side of things or not. So first of all, there are various courses and curriculum. So if I talk about courses, there are courses like Principles of Management, Principles of Economics, organization behavior, entrepreneurship. I'm sure you'll be having courses like minor in finance, minor in marketing, and some other specialization areas also. And apart from it, not only the non-technical courses, but also technical courses like operation research and work study, operation management. And I'm sorry, I'm just sticking to the mechanical part because I don't know about other fields. But yes, see to it whether you are interested in attending this kind of courses, or you are interested in what content this kind of courses cover or not, whether the study material or the teachings you obtain from, the knowledge you obtain from this kind of courses, they interest you or not, which gives you pretty much an idea or a hint whether you are inclined towards preparing for MBA, or you are inclined towards the going to the managerial side of things or not. So for example, for me, I took up my electives as work study and operation research, and that is where I established my base. I established for myself that okay, these are the things which I'm interested in. I also had taken a minor in finance, so these are the things which I'm interested in. These are the things which tinkles my mind to know more, like what is into finance, what is into operation, what is the managerial side of it. So you can also take a hint from this kind of subjects while studying them. And I understand like you might have missed your opportunity to take up these electives, or to take up any other minor courses, but also get in touch with your friends who are currently pursuing it. Know what is the course, know what they are learning about, know what different case studies they are learning about through in these courses, or what are the different frameworks they are learning about in these courses, so that you can get a hint of it whether you are inclined towards preparing for CAT or not, right? The second part is extracurricular activities. I'm sure you'll be part of lots of clubs and committees in Nirma, and speaking that being a part of those clubs and committees will not put up a stamp on you that okay, you are fit for MBA. But what I want to stress upon is that see to it whether you like organizing events or not. You like different aspects of an organizing an event, such as people management, time management, making a pitch for a sponsorship, going out for sponsorships, marketing yourself, marketing your events. So how to write up mail which can be floated in your batch to publicize your event, or how you put up the things on your poster. Or even if you are a part of a technical club, so for example SAE, but still there may be various verticals, like someone will be looking after logistics, someone will be looking after procurement. So see to it, someone will be looking after sponsorships also in SAE. So see to it, like even if you are a part of technical club, whether you are interested in or whether the work which you are doing, like in terms of procuring parts from different department, what is the most cost effective way of getting things done. So whether this kind of things interest you or not. So that is also a very good platform wherein you can judge for yourself that, okay, so I need to go for MBA or not, or whether I need to give a shot at preparing for CAT or not. And especially I think it will be helpful, many of you are in your third year and second year currently. So these kind of things are helpful in making a judgment for you. The third thing which I want to come about is I want to go for an MBA. I want to do an MBA because I don't like engineering. So I know this might be a thought process amongst you guys. It was also a thought process for us. Like during our days of engineering. It might be a case that, okay, someone like who is in second year or third year may not try to, find that he's not able to cope up with the concepts of engineering and, wants to change the field and hence go for MBA for post-graduation. That might be a case. Yes, I agree. But please don't, have this perspective in mind while answering any of your questions which are posed in front of you during your interview, that okay, why MBA, and you are speaking directly that I don't like engineering and hence I want to go for MBA. That is not the correct way to answer it. See, I'll tell you the reason why. So for example, if I am taking your interview and asking you that okay, why do you want to go for MBA, and you reply to me directly that I don't like engineering, so it comes to my mind that okay, this guy or girl who has wasted his or her 4 years of time after making a decision, decision by herself or himself for going into it, he or she might as well feel the same in the same way for MBA after they complete their MBA, 2 years of coaching in MBA, right? So मतलब MBA करने के बाद भी आप ये बोल सकते हो कि अच्छा MBA भी मुझे पसंद नहीं है, MBA भी मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगा. So why should I take this kind of a student into my B school who is ultimately going to speak wrong things about the course and the B school, right? So this kind of things should not come up directly anywhere. This should not be your thought process while thinking about why you are going for MBA, right? So please be careful about it. Second thing, so there are two scenarios after you have judged for yourself that okay, now you are fit for fit for preparing for CAT or doing an MBA. That either you do MBA after your fourth year directly, or either do you do your MBA after taking up a job like 1, 2, or 3 years into your work ex, right? And both scenarios are fair. I mean, it depends on what kind of things come across to you. So you get a dream college right after your fourth year and you go for it if you don't get a dream college. So for example, it happened with me. I didn't get my dream. I did not get any calls after my fourth year, right? So I had to take up the job, and then I finally decided to go for a CAT after 2 years in the second year of my job. Just to tell you, like for both the cases, what will MBA offer to you, right? If you go for it. So number one is that it offers you an exposure. I'm sure that 2 or 3 years of your experience in Nirma, and you must have felt that okay, you are quite different person from what you were in your 12th standard or 11th standard, right? So for example, for me, मुझे TED Talk क्या था वो second year Nirma में पता चला कि TED Talk जैसी भी कोई चीज होती है, right? So this is on the similar lines. Like MBA also gives you an exposure on the managerial side of things on the very similar lines. So for example, you guys are talk about stock market, right? ये company का stock ऊपर गया, ये company का stock नीचे गया. So in MBA, in the finance course, you learn about what are the essential things you need to know about a company, so that on the basis of which you can make a judgment that okay, where the company is going ahead. So for example, you learn to read the financial statements, you learn to read the balance sheet, the profit and loss, and make out like what is the stock of this particular company going to go up or it is going to go down. Similarly, on the side of marketing, if I talk about so for example, why this particular company is having this kind of a particular advertisement for its product. So why they are having a Shah Rukh Khan in their advertisement but not a Katrina Kaif in their advertisement, right? So this kind of marketing concepts, basic marketing concepts, you will also learn in your MBA. So that is how it exposes you to different functional domains of the managerial aspect. And apart from it, certain core managerial skills like decision making, analysis, understanding what is the impact on the economy, microeconomics, and all those stuff you will learn in your MBA. Coming to the advantage part, I think engineering plus MBA is always a deadly combination anywhere. They always have a competitive advantage over other people who have done their bachelor's in commerce or bachelor in arts. Because see, I'll tell you, if you are, let's say, for example, if a company hires you after completing your MBA in the procurement department, and what you want to procure is a boiler, right? So it is your engineering knowledge which is going to come to your use. Okay. So for example, someone who has done an arts or a bachelor in arts or bachelor in commerce is not going to get what is the technical specification, is not going to understand what is the technical language. But you being an engineer is very well going to understand that particular technical language, and on the basis of it you are going to make a correct decision for your company. And then where you're applying your managerial skills of how cost effective it will be, of how it is going to help you to increase your revenue, you can make a better decision. So like engineering plus MBA is always a choice for the companies also which come for placements. And apart from that, even in B schools, like 70 to 80% of all the population is are engineers. So you will get a good bunch of engineers as well in your MBA life, right? So that is not an issue. Like after completing your engineering, you are going for MBA. That is rubbish. So one last thing which I want to cover is growth. So of course, MBA will offer you a good salary. MBA will offer you a higher position. So for example, in Maruti Suzuki, I started with assistant manager after completing my BTech. But at the same time, if someone comes after completing his or her MBA, then they are directly posted at the deputy manager level, right? Apart from that thing, you all also get a flexibility to change industries. So for example, if you are in oil and gas industry and you want to change your industry and get an idea of what consulting is about, or get an idea of what marketing and sales is about, then you always have the flexibility because you have an MBA degree, that okay, this guy has learned some concepts about marketing and finance also, so yeah, he will be able to he or she will be able to do well in that particular domain also. So in a way, MBA opens up certain doors which are locked for you just because you have a BTech degree and not an MBA degree. Just I want to end on this to note that MBA preparation will also help you in your BTech placements. So while preparing for CAT, you are already preparing for your quant or verbal, right? And some of the companies which come for placements also have this examination or tests of quant, verbal, and other stuff, psychometric tests, which on the basis of which they make a selection for the interview process, right? So MBA preparation in a way helps in that case also. And while you are preparing for CAT, you are reading several novels, or you are reading newspaper on daily basis to get updated yourself with the current affairs. So this kind of things help in your interview also. I mean, this worked for me. I in a way leverage whatever I was preparing for CAT in my placement interview for Maruti Suzuki. Again, reiterating my point, please don't consider that 4 years of your engineering life or whatever years you spend in your work experience is a waste for you. Try to build a base upon on it, on the basis of which you can tell, okay, so these are the things which I learned in my engineering, these are the things which I learned in my work experience, and now I have obtained certain knowledge out of it. I have made a strong knowledge base or knowledge domain, and this is how MBA will help me further develop that particular knowledge base and knowledge domain. I'll just end on citing my example. So I told you that I have taken up my subjects as operations and work study in my engineering days. Apart from it, I also did a couple of projects in Ford and GSRTC, and they were also on the similar lines. Like I worked upon time study and warehouse layout optimization and all those stuff. And in my work experience as a territory service manager, I was also handling the dealership workshop operations on daily basis. So this is how I told in my interview for NITI that okay, I have a certain first-hand experience about operation. I also had taken up some subjects, and I have a knowledge base for what operation is all about. And coming into NITI, because NITI specializations in operations and supply chain, I want to see the managerial side of things also, and that is how it will be helpful to further increase my skill set about operations. So this kind of things always help.